It's Awaken with Joy again. And I'm just going to keep adding to my little trip here that I'm taking from Alpena back to my sister's house. And I am now in Tawas. Tawas, I think is how you say it. But they've got a little beach here and a nice pier and people swimming out there. And I'm sure because it's one of the big lakes that it's I don't even know a big lake. It's either Erie or Huron. It's awful. I'm used to saying Lake Michigan. I almost said that, but it's not Lake Michigan. So anyway, but I'm sure it's as cold as Michigan, so Lake Michigan. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and say I am now in Tawas, but I stopped in Harrisville, I think it was Harris. I don't know, wherever I was in the last video. And I went to that farmer's market, and sometimes this is how God works. Like, he puts me in places now that I'm like, oh, God, you did that on purpose. Because I went to that farmer's market, and I was talking to this lady selling bread and game boards, and she started telling me her uh story of how she started making these, and I'm like, oh, when a awake person sees an awake person, it's just like, oh, I see you. So as soon as I said spiritual awakening, she just lit up, and she's like, oh my gosh, somebody to talk to. Yeah, we've been isolated out here. We've been detaching, losing things from our life, our families. We have been kind of going through. God is putting us through the paces through all this. So when we see another enlightening being, we are like, bah, our eyes connect, and we know, like, we have somebody that connects us and gets us, because we don't have that much right now. We don't have that many people that get us out here. So when we find somebody, you really know. So, wow, what a good experience that was. Her name was Sheila, and just a beautiful soul, and has so much to offer, so much information, and what a nice conversation we had. So I got her number, and I'm like, girl, I will come back, and I will come all the way to Harrisville or where the heck I was to see you. So I got her number, and what a great lady. So anyway, then I stopped in Ascota, and for some reason, God just kind of whipped the steering wheel out of my hand, I think, and just took me down toward the beach on a side road. And I really had no idea why I was going down there. But anyway, so I go down there, and at the end of this road, there's where you can go to the beach, but there's a church at the end of the road, and there is a homeless person laying on the bench outside this stupid church. And yes, I'm going to say stupid church because this is what I mean by stupid. When you have a church and then you have homeless people outside of God's building that are homeless, suffering, and you have a nice church, that is a stupid church. So I'm just going to say that. You can have other people say things a nicer way but I'm just going to say it how it is. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And when you wake up, when you find Jesus in you, you will see that. You will see how stupid it is that you're more worried about your coffee shops and what your building looks like than the homeless person suffering on the bench. So anyway, that kind of stuff just pisses me off. So anyway, my friend told me, you will find Jesus in the streets, and I know I irritate the shit out of him. I'm like a big pain in his ass, and sometimes he is in mine too, but he really taught me how you find Jesus in the streets. Like, I did not know what that meant, and then when you figure it out, you're like, oh, you go up to these people and you meet them. You see them as the wonderful person they are, without any labels, without any, status checks or whatever labels and professional and all that shit. You see through that, and you see the person that they are. You don't see the drug addict. You don't see the beggar. You don't see any of that. You see their person. You treat them exactly, and God, I thank him so much, and Eddie too. Like, they have really taught me how to just see through all the bullshit and just see people's souls. And when you do, it's such a gift. It really is. And that's what Jesus was doing. He wasn't coming back to join a church. He wasn't coming. He would not have left a homeless person on a bench outside a church to sleep at night. I'm just saying, he would not have done that. And So I stopped and I asked him how he's doing. And of course, he got really defensive. He's like, so and so said I could sleep here. So and so said I could. And I'm like, oh, go ahead, sleep there. I'm like, I'm just driving by. I saw you, so I'm just checking, make sure you're okay. And he's like, no, I'm okay, but I just, I'm just homeless. And his name is Steve. And so if you're in Escoda, go help Steve. He's on a bench outside a stupid church at the end of by the beach. I don't know what the name of that church was, but you know, he's just out there. And it's just sad that we even are at the level of letting just homeless people, not helping them, not seeing them as people, just awful. It just really pisses me off. But anyway, I gave him a hug and I said, do you want some strawberries? He took my strawberries. He took my strawberries. Now, the lady with the job, worried about her job, she wouldn't take my strawberries because she was too worried about losing her job. But the homeless person took my strawberries. So it made me think, this is why God is not giving us abundance yet, because we're not able to receive it. Okay. That lady taught me, like, she's not willing to break the rules and bypass the control system to take the fucking strawberries. But that homeless person who was at his lowest, didn't have anything, he said, yes, I'll take your strawberries. So this is why you have to detach from everything and see what the real true meaning of God and Jesus, what they really wanted to do. And you need to be able to we need to be able to receive the abundance that he wants to give us. Because if we're too worried about losing our job, what everyone thinks, if we're going to break the rules, he can't give us their abundance. We literally can't receive it because we're too mind effed, we're too controlled by the system, to even receive the abundance he wants to give you. So you literally have to break everything off you, all of the chains, to be able to receive the blessing that God wants you to give us. He literally wants us to have abundance, and we keep refusing it. It's so jacked up, but that's where we are right now. Thank you, religion. Because we have to obey the system, when they say obey in church, you're obeying. 99% of the obeying they're telling you to obey is a satanic control system of religion, not God. So anyway, I could go on and on about that, but I just wanted to know that homeless person took my strawberries. And I blessed him, he blessed me, and it just ticks me off that we can't see that. I don't even know. It's so frustrating. I'm like on this beautiful journey, but God is putting me in the places that I need to be and seeing things. And then I can get on here and say, look, and this is what we need to do. We need to be in our authentic, true self. I don't care if you don't like anything I have to say. Like, this is what it means to see people for who they are, detach from all the worldly things, really get down to talking with your neighbor and communicating with them and seeing everyone without their labels, just seeing that person that, you want to connect with at a farmer's market or on a bench in front of a stupid church, you know, just really getting to see the person and not the labels. Or, I could have just seen that guy as a homeless person and just kept going and not went and said hi to him, but something took me down that road so I could give that man a quart of strawberries. So anyway, that's been my life for the last 2 years. God has really lead me, and if you let him, he will show you so many things. Have a great day.